All right, hello everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be dropping new haircuts every week on here. I really believe in celebrating the professional, and I really want to make education as easily attainable for everybody. So, buckle up. We're going to have a fun ride. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the most popular service that's in my salon to date. This is the express cut. So the express cut is a cut where we maintain the shape of your hair without having to go through a wash and a set. I'm cutting Summer today. She's super excited to get a haircut. She's one of our staff members, and she's got these great curls, and this really, really awesome shape, but it's getting a little ledgy. So as the grow out starts to happen, we need to just maintain the shape, but we're ultimately looking for volume. Summer likes her hair to be wide, not necessarily tall. So we're looking for shape, but we really have to start to blend the ledging that you see over the parietal. So I'm seeing a lot of weight happening right there. It's creating kind of a triangle shape. And you can see kind of like that one like layer step that is starting to happen. So I want to make sure that I blend that in as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is isolate the front and the back of the hair. I'm going to start in the back of the shape. So I'm just taking a section from the apex to behind the ear, and I'm just moving it out of the way. So I'm not really making sure that my lines are perfectly straight down the head because I don't want to open up the curl groupings. I'm really just looking for the hair that's living in the front to be moved out of the way and the hair that's living in the back to be the hair that I focus on. So again, even as I'm taking my first section in the base at the perimeter, I'm not necessarily looking for clean sections. I'm looking to make sure that I have curl groupings that are completely intact. So moving on to trimming the perimeter, I'm elevating the hair out to a slight 45 degrees so that when the hair falls, it's just a little more soft than blunt. So whenever I do an express cut, especially if I'm trying to maintain length and I'm just cleaning up the ends, I like to soften the fall. So I very rarely cut hair completely at 0 degrees. I'll have a little bit of an elevation just to soften the way that curl falls to the head. But if you notice, I'm going curl grouping by curl grouping. I'm just trying to make sure that the hair at the end of the curl is nice and solid. So I'm not necessarily looking to take off length, just smoothness. This is stuff that's like a reference for frizz. Sometimes at the end of a curl, there's like a little firework that kind of explodes out. It's like hair that doesn't really fit in the curl. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to make sure all the individual hairs around the curl are cut. So again, I'm moving up the head, and I'm not as concerned with clean sections as I am with smooth curl groupings. Summer's hair is really great and defined in those great curls, so I want to keep them together. So just going through, I'm continuing to elevate out at, this is actually now 0 degrees to the head shape. That being said, it's because I'm on the round of the head. So I'm coming out in its natural fall at totally 0 degrees. If I were to cut it straight down, it's below its natural fall and will begin to decrease length. So this whole haircut, I'm going to continue to cut at 0 degrees. And the reason for that is I want to create width. And so I'm looking to have this sort of umbrella shape at the end. I want to create width throughout the shape, but not necessarily volume at the root. So we're going to continue to maintain length, but using the natural head shape, I can soften the fall of the curls, which will eliminate that ledging look, especially towards the front of the face. So I'm just going to keep moving up the head shape in curl groupings, working at 0 degrees to the natural fall to the hair. So you're going to see me kind of bring all the hair almost, it looks like it's down on a 45, but it really is following the head shape at a full 0 degrees. So express cuts are really valuable in a salon setting because what I can do is I can create a plan with my clients. I can say, like, if you have length, what I want to do is I want to make sure that if you want to grow length, I want to make sure that your ends stay healthy. I mean, there's that old wives' tale that says that the more you cut your hair, the longer your hair will grow. It's not true, because it doesn't stop your hair from growing or fit or do anything to the hair that's growing out of your head. But what it does stop is the hair from breaking from the bottom as you're trying to grow length. So I can go through and I can adjust the shape just ever so slightly, but also keep your ends nice and healthy so that you can get the length you're looking for. So as I'm going through the shape, I'm kind of giving it a little shake. I'm making sure that the curl starts to fluff itself out. Again, we're looking for width. So if I'm looking for width with curly hair, I can't always have perfect definition. I want to have a little bit of bloom on that curl. So I'm going to start to shake it out so that when Summer shakes out her own hair, the shape looks and feels really great. So right now I'm just doing a little silhouette cutting, just making sure I'm using my mirror as my guide. I'm making sure that everything is blending and I didn't miss any hair. And you can see that shape really start to curve itself down. But the length on top is creating extra width. So if I were to elevate that over the head or make that shorter, then the shape itself would start to shrink in. So that's why, again, I'm choosing to bring the hair out to 0. In this case, on the side of the head here, this is a 45. So again, I'm just bringing this out to a 45 because I want it to soften in the fall. I'm not necessarily looking to take length off. So moving up to the parietal of the head, what I want to do is I want to create fullness in the face around the parietal. So I want to create some volume and some stacking. So I'm over directing the hair forward on top of itself. That way I'm going to create a lot more density and the appearance of more bulk in an area that doesn't have as much hair, right? We don't grow hair past our ear, and so there's less density in the front of the section than there is in the back of the head. So by pushing all the hair forward, I'm gonna create the appearance of more density. You can start to see the shape really take place and start to kick in. From the parietal down, you can see where I have the longest curl is starting to create some width, and then it starts to curve in underneath it. That's our stylist Carly in the background. It's never a dull moment here at Bounce. So by maintaining all that extra length on the top, so I'm keeping the widest point to sort of live at Summer's cheekbone, and then everything else from that point down will start to curve in ever so slightly. So it's a really subtle, almost diamond shape as it starts to grow out. So at this point, we're actually starting to have a pretty intense conversation over what exactly 90 degrees, 0 degrees, and 180 degrees is on the head. So right here, 0 degrees, the opposite is 180. So I'm always giving out solid high fives to my team when they get it. Hair school will teach you that 90 degrees is either completely horizontal or completely vertical to the head, but it's not the case. So a true 90-degree fall differs depending on where you are on the head. Right now, I'm on a flat plane of the head. So if you can see, Summer's hair is growing straight down. 90 degrees is true straight down, or what school would call 0 degrees. I'm pulling out at a 45 to that to make sure that I'm softening the flow. Now, on the parietal, this is a 0 degrees. So coming off from its natural growing, natural growing, that doesn't make any sense, but using the natural growth pattern of the hair. And on the curve, this is a true 0 degrees from where it actually grows. That's traditional 90 degrees, which doesn't make any sense. And in curly hair especially, you'd start to see a lot of stacking and a lot of ledging when it's cut that way. So we're just going to keep moving up the head. Again, I'm bringing everything forward. I want to create bulk, so I want to create the appearance of denser hair around the face. So I'm over directing everything forward so that it will continue to stack on top of itself and create a bigger, kind of wider looking face frame. And again, just editing the top and taking that out at 0 degrees. So I'm always making sure that I'm shaking the shape out, especially where I want the width to be, so that I can make sure that it translates really well for my client. I'm also teaching them how to shake out their own hair if they're looking for extra width. So if you notice, kind of when I shake out, I'm going in at the parietal and giving like a zhuzh, a little shake right there to create that specifically wide shape. And now I'm just going through and editing some curls. If they're falling a little heavy, I'm going to just do a little customization. Now I'm using more intuition than anything. So after I finish editing individual curls, I'm going to have my client flip upside down. We're going to give it a shake. I want to see the shape in all its amazing glory. I'm separating some of the curls again to create more volume. I'm doing that really gently. And there we have it. So I'm loving this again, sort of diamond silhouette. It curves in a little bit, but we're creating tons of width. Now summer's just going to be summer. Show off that amazing hair. We love our team at Bounce. Obviously, we have a good time. So thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you click and subscribe. I sound like a true YouTuber, but we're gonna drop a couple of haircuts in the next week. Like every week, we'll drop a new one, and drop a comment underneath here if you want to see something specific. So thanks again for joining. Have a great day. Bye.